Hello everyone, Ikuni here, and welcome back to Frightober. Frightober is the series where every day in the month of October, I play a Halloween, horror, or monster-themed video game. Today, we are back with more Nancy Drew, Ghost of Thornton Hall, a point-and-click mystery game with everyone's favorite female investigator. Now, I am talking a little softly because it is very early in the morning that I am recording this. So, yeah. But we were...
I can't leave until the boat returns.
returns. Right. I don't know. Kind of interested in... Will you pick up Savannah?
Hi, Nancy. Did you get the package I left for you?
Yes.
I think they're silly, but apparently some of the people I've met swear by using EMF signatures on the property.
What have you been up to since we spoke last?
I've been teaching the road to know my wheels.
Are you working on the next book?
I've been running away from the next book. In an empty house that was filling up with chatty ghosts. But who knows? When I'm out of gas, maybe I'll have no choice but to listen to what they have to say. If they're interested, I'll send you a gallery proof. If they're not, guess I'll go teach.
Do you know anything about the factory accident?
Nothing I can verify. It's been scratched out of the local history. When I was there, I expected to feel something when I stood near the old factory.
And nothing?
As many spirits as I expected. I only met one.
Charlotte?
That'd be the one. Dear, sweet Charlotte, the terror of Black Rock Island.
Tell me what happened when you met Charlotte.
I'll tell you, hon, but you got to remember that you are not like me.
What do you mean?
I have opened the door to the spirit world, and you have not. And don't you dare do it, ever. You hear?
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I mean it. The dead are just like lost children. If you're out there leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, they will find you. Enough of the PSA. I snuck out there to the ruins on the anniversary of her death. I waited in silence for a long time. Nothing.
You didn't say the rhyme?
Oh, that. Oh, it's cute, but I wasn't looking for my daddy's brain-dead bloodhound. They come when they come, and in the dead of night, she came. Stood right beside me. Just me and her, eye to eye, for a hot minute. Finally, she reached for my wrist. She pulled me through a fog that became smoke and then fire. She pulled me back to the night she died.
Could you see what happened that night?
I couldn't see a thing. I could only feel the heat. I could feel how sad she was and how angry. I'm sorry, hon. Talking about it don't come easy.
I'm just trying to fit the pieces together. What does Charlotte have to do with Jesslyn?
All families got one thing in common. Every generation, just like the last. There's some rebels and some oddballs that break the mold. But for the most part, one generation gonna follow into the footsteps of the next. From what I gathered, Jesslyn seems to be cut from the same cloth as Charlotte. You ask me, if someone saw Charlotte as a threat, then Jesslyn's been born behind enemy lines.
You said you opened the door to the spirit world. What did you mean?
You really sure you want to know?
Maybe I don't.
I'm curious, and no disrespect, but...
Last time, I told you how my daddy got me interested in ghosts, but that's only part of the story. When I was young, there was a spot in my room where I could fold back the wallpaper. There was this gorgeous old wood behind it. I mean, to me it was. I'd trace the ripples in the grain with my finger for sometimes hours.
Why?
I don't know. I was a girl, and it was the only thing I knew about that no one else did. I don't know exactly when it started, but I began to trace a beautiful old willow into the wall, over and over again. Strong limbs running up to the sky, and the tangled roots grabbing tight at the dirt. I was obsessed. I traced the tree until I knew every detail. I even started to see it after a time. Little indentations in the wood. But one day, The lines felt strange and cold. And I realized it wasn't the wall I was feeling. There was a girl on the other side of the wood. She was showing me what to draw. She was trying to tell me something. I should have shut my eyes tight and glued the paper back. But I didn't, and I couldn't.
Interesting
I let it
origin
keep the
story.
sacred tree again and again until one day I saw it in real life.
What happened?
Not a thing until a strong storm hit a few months later. I don't have to tell you what they found when they pulled what was left of the willow tree from the ground, now do I? That's when I decided I would learn to listen. I knew even then it had come at a cost. I just had no idea how high.
Interesting. So if you didn't catch that, the girl on the wall was tracing the willow tree where her body was buried.
Someone wants me to call a ghost. I don't know if I should.
In my experience, when you try to call ghosts, it goes straight to voicemail.
How sure are you?
95%.
Less reassuring than I was hoping for.
Think of it this way. In 100 parallel universes, only 5 Nancys get eaten by ghosts.
Eaten?
Metaphorically, for the most part.
Savannah, you are not helping.
Oh, I'm just trying to loosen you up. You'll be fine, honey. Smart money says this is just someone toying with you. But if you feel anything out of the ordinary, run and don't look back.
I spoke to Wade.
I figured that might happen eventually. Can I explain, or are we beyond that?
I'm sure you have your reasons.
I do.
Wade said he was expecting you. Why didn't you tell me that?
I was going to come. I meant it when I told him I was coming.
But then?
But then I got scared.
What scared you away from taking the case?
To be blunt, the living Thorntons are just as scary as the dead ones.
Why?
They've dug so many graves on that rock that death himself is on the Christmas card list.
That's fair.
I can't help but wonder if they're misfortunate fools or just addicted to Sunday clothes and the sound of a spade taking a bite out of cold clay.
I'd better get going.
All right.
Y'all be careful now.
All right. And then Bess. I don't know who Bess is.
Bess's phone.
All right, bonus Ned. What are you two up to?
George is in New York.
So, she got the internship with that Technology of Tomorrow place?
Yeah, Ned and I were just planning a road trip for when you're back. I was in the middle of trying to convince Ned to grow a bad mustache so we could hang out in Brooklyn.
Not going to happen.
Someone has to, Ned, and George already said no. It was a really angry no, too. Anyway, did you make it to the island?
I did.
I've been doing a little research, and I can see why Savannah sent you.
Why's that?
If I believed in ghosts, I wouldn't come within a few hundred miles of Black Rock Island.
I can definitely see why. Even I have to admit it does have a certain abyss gaze is also into you vibe to it.
Put that on a billboard.
I've got your back. I've been reading up on missing persons cases and hauntings.
Really? Oh, that's great.
I, on the other hand, have been watching videos of otters so good at stacking things. Additionally, I've kidnapped Ned. I've been so bored since George left, and Ned's a very active listener.
Mm-hmm.
See? And he's also very quick to Stockholm.
Nickerson family trait. We like being liked.
Oh, thanks,
I like
you
them.
two.
He's also very quick to Stockholm. Nickerson family trait. We like being liked. Oh, that's great. That's a great interaction.
There's something strange about Jesselyn's disappearance.
What's that?
There's no ransom note.
That does complicate things. But I've read that most missing person cases involve the immediate family.
You're right. I guess the best move is to keep the family talking. Maybe they'll let something slip.
Or maybe they're trying to tell you something.
How so?
Remember in Kyoto, you told me that ghosts are what people invent when an injustice can't be fixed?
Sounds me-ish.
If that's the case
Sounds
here,
me-ish.
once you figure out what the deal with the ghost is, I bet it'll point right to Jesselyn. And if the ghost is real, then case closed. A ghost did it. If that turns out to be the case, please don't tell me. I like living in a world where ghosts are probably not real. I already have to vault into bed after every scary movie for fear of ankle grabbers.
I met Wade.
I still say giving your child a verb for a name dooms them to a life of hearing mediocre jokes. What's he like?
He's got a bit of a rough edge. He seemed surprised that I came instead of Savannah.
What do you mean?
He wanted Savannah here, specifically.
Why?
I don't know, but I intend to find out. I want to catch you up on the case.
So it's a missing persons case, right?
Do you think she's actually missing?
I don't know. I've heard of runaway brides, but I don't think that's the case.
If it's a missing persons case, why aren't the police taking care of it?
Well, they are, but since she's an adult, there's only so much they can do.
Ned was telling me about the ghosts out there. Do you think maybe they're related?
Actually, I believe in this ghost.
Ned, do I have permission to do a spit take in your living room?
No.
I'm doing it anyway. Say that again.
Please don't.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stand down, Bess. The Nickersons are a tidy people.
I wasn't really gonna do it, guys.
That's a lie.
Unless someone made me laugh. And this is that super red soda that's still on the market even though it's been linked to distractibility in 9 out of 10 Besses.
Yeah.
Back to you. Are you finally trading in your Skeptics Club card?
And this the dinner that probably won't happen this year? No way. People here believe in the ghost. I think if I don't take the ghost story at least a little seriously, I might miss something.
Smart.
Well, I hope so. I think I'm supposed to go meet a ghost.
Cool. Do you know what you're gonna wear?
A blindfold?
Makes sense. Now the question is, do you match the blindfold to your skirt or your shoes, or do you go all clashy?
I'm just not sure if I should go through
I love
with it.
Bess. She's my
I'm
favorite
worried
character.
It might be a trap.
Hold up, were you being serious? About the ghost? And the blindfold?
Yes.
I know you can't see it, but Ned and I are sharing a worried glance.
Nancy?
I know. I'll be careful.
Yep.
I was just going to say it'd be a very memorable double date.
Aw, Ned. That's very sweet. And strange.
I was aiming for one, but I'll collect the whole set.
Oh, get a crypt, you two.
I need to charge a phone that has no charger.
Jesus.
I'm not good
Okay.
with koans.
All the talking.
Ned?
Oh, I got this. I once made a potato battery by hooking up some wires.
Yeah, well, I once turned a potato into an abomination by forgetting about it for a year. Sorry. It's hard not to get jealous around Mr. Knows Things here. Continue being useful.
Actually, that's all I've got. If you find some potatoes or oranges and some alligator clips, that might get you part of the way there.
I do have oranges.
I just saw a ghost.
So what are we talking? Puppet? Mirror tricks?
No, listen, don't tell anyone else this.
Is this going to be a ghost blind item? A well-known spirit was spotted at a popular haunt canoodling with a certain ghost about town known for his habit of appearing in mirrors.
Can you channel Serious Bess for a moment?
Okay. Homework, my dad talking about taxes, that picture of a puppy who got lost. Old paintings of European royalty. I'm there.
Thanks. Since I've gotten here, things have been getting stranger and stranger. I can't shake this feeling. It's like an odd weight. I'm not saying the ghosts are real here. I'm just saying... I don't know what I'm saying.
That doesn't sound like the Nancy I know.
I know. I just need to clear my head. There is always a scientific explanation.
Maybe.
Ned, you gotta tell her to come home.
Still gotta work on that whisper, Bess.
Nancy, you're really scaring me. Come home.
I will, just as soon as I can. I met Jesselyn's mom.
Poor her.
Assuming she's innocent, what's your impression?
She's reserved. Can't fault her for that, but it does make her hard to read.
I've never been a mom, but I have owned my fair share of fish. And no way anyone could take care of something and even think of... Nancy, it's too sad. Can't do it.
I owe it to Jesselyn to distrust everyone, even her.
I know. This case is like a big, fat, tall cloud of sadness that's sitting in front of me and using its cell phone when it's not supposed to.
We just got back from a pretty rowdy opening night screening of the Relation Shipwreck. It was really bad.
All I want is to see the screen and to not deal with jerks, to have a movie-style romance, and for no one to get hurt ever. Find her, Nancy.
I'll do my best. Promise.
All right, Bess.
I met Jesselyn's fiancé, Colton.
Where's he fall on the cute to guilty spectrum?
That's not a valid spectrum.
Like fun it isn't. Oh, is this because Ned is on the line?
No.
I'm not calling off the dogs. You're just going to have to find a way to tell me that balances the public's need to know with Ned's presumably fragile ego.
My ego is perfectly fine.
Is that so?
Nickerson men laugh in the face of insecurity.
That's so, Neddard? A test. Nancy, describe Colton's looks using the International Ned Cuteness Unit. We talking half a Ned? 2 Neds?
Colton is
1/10 of a Ned.
That's very nice of you, Nancy, but no need to spare my feelings.
Good, because an underappraisal like that means he's way better looking than you.
Let's refocus.
Right. Ticking clock, kidnapping, etc. How guilty does he seem? For consistency, please state your answers in Ned units.
Couldn't tell you yet.
Ned
He doesn't
units.
seem as worried as I'd expect, but maybe he's the type to internalize his feelings.
Huh. So that's a thing you can do?
The boyfriend is statistically favored when it comes to crimes like this. Try to get him talking about the relationship. I studied that in preschool.
I'd better get going.
Take care.
Cute. Does Addison have anything else to say?
What's up?
The bedroom key is crossed out in the scavenger hunt. Do you know where it is?
No. Jesselyn must have found it, but I couldn't tell you where it is.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. And with all of those phone calls out of the way, that's actually where we're going to end it today. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to find out when the next video is coming out. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time zone. Until next time, my lovelies. Mwah!